Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to reactive form. And today mainly we are going to discuss about the form builder. So we'll see what is form builder, why we use form builder, and what are the differences between syntaxes of form builder. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use form builder with Angular Reactive Form. But prior to that, you should know what is form builder, what is form control, form group, right? So if you know about these things, then things would be easier for you. And for the detailed content, you can also refer the Tech Sharmit digital coursebook, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find more than 3000 plus free resources available in both Hindi as well as English language. So as per your convenience, without any language barrier, you can consume the content. Okay. Alright, so let's get started. Here you can see, firstly I have put one main heading, Angular course by Tech Sharmit. Then we have secondary heading that shows today's topic, that is reactive form in Angular, introduction to form builder. And after that, I have put some questions along with some answers in a pointer manner that will help you to prepare well for your interviews and exams. Okay, so what we will do, here I know developers mostly prefer to go with the practical sessions, but there are few theoretical things that we should know, and we have just noted down only that part. There is no extra information, just an important thing that we should know as a developer, so that if someone asks you the question theoretically, you can answer it. So let's start from the question itself. What is form builder? So if someone asks you in the interviews or exam what is form builder, so how you will answer it? So you can simply say that form builder is an Angular service which is used in reactive form. So it is nothing but a service that is used in a reactive form. It provides a shortcut way to create form group, form control, and form array. Okay, so when you want to create form group, form control, and form array using shortcut method, then in that case you will utilize this form builder. Okay, and due to this these shortcut ways, it will reduce the repetitive code. Okay, so it will completely reduce the repetitive code. So overall you can say that form builder is nothing but a Angular service which is used in reactive form to provide a shortcut way to create form group, form control, and form array. And with these shortcut method, it completely reduces the repetitive code. Okay, and also it makes the form code cleaner and more readable. And that is the advantage of using this form builder, because if you are using form builder, it makes the form code cleaner as well as more readable form. Okay, so I think now we have understanding on what is form builder. Next we will talk about why use form builder. So we know what is form builder, but what is the need? What are the circumstances or situation where we are supposed to build the form? So for that, we have four main pointers that will answer this question. First is reduce boilerplate code. Okay, so it reduces the boilerplate code. It improves the readability, makes large form easier to manage and preferred in real world applications. So this line is very important. It makes large form easier to manage, because so far whatever example we have covered is related to few fields, right? There we were just using one or two field for performing the operations, but in actual real world scenario there might be a form where we have more than 50 plus fields or even more than that. So in such situation, how we will manage that large form? Because if the form is larger, then more repetitive code would be there. So in those situations, we will utilize the form builder, because form builder will help us to summarize the things, or to convert to create the form group, form control, and form array in a very shortcut way. Okay, and that is why it is preferred in real world examples. So whenever there are a situation of real world scenarios, then in that case we will utilize this form builder. Okay, fine. Next we have is a syntax difference. So in case of syntax difference, you can clearly see the difference. This is the form group which we created without any form builder, which include one name input field, one email input field. Okay, on the other hand, we have another code where we are utilizing the same name and email, but in this situation we are utilizing the form builder as well. So you can clearly see here we have created one constructor where we are referring the form builder with FB, and then we are creating user form this.fb.group name and email. So you can see it is quite simple, right? We have just completely changed the syntax. Instead of repeating new form control again and again, we are not repeating it, right? We are just using name and email, and this is the syntax. Square brackets, inside this we have code. So code wise, this is the difference between this form builder and with form builder form group and without form builder form group. So for now we just discuss the syntax, but in upcoming session we will take one practical example where we will create the form and we'll try to explore these differences. Okay, there we will practically see like what is the actual difference between syntax and all the possible ways through which we can implement this. Okay, but prior to that, let's also conclude this session with some key differences. Okay, so if someone asks you what are the key differences between the form group and form builder, so we can differentiate on the basis of these things. Okay, so I'll make it as a table. The first column is for form group and the second column is for the form builder. So let me separate this code first. So this is how it will looks. The first, as I mentioned, like the first column is for the form group, or you can say the manual approach, and the second column is for mainly the form builder. So let's see one by one the differences. The first difference is it uses new keyword. So when we are talking about form group, it uses the new keyword. You can see this is the new keyword, right? But in case of form builder, there is no new keyword. It will just simply change the syntax and use the shortcut methods. Okay, so this is the one main difference. Sometime in interviews they will provide you the code and you have to just tell the differences between the form builder and form group with form builder and without form builder. So in that case situation you can answer in this way, that it uses new keyword, but in form builder case it don't use new keyword. Instead use the shortcut method. Second difference is it uses more, there are more verbose, but in case of form builder it is very short and clean. Okay, likewise if we talk about the typing, yes, there are repetitive codes, so we can say that there are lots of typing work in case of form group manual, but in case of form builder there is very less typing because it reduces the repetitive code, and if there is no repetitive code then there is no requirement to write the things again and again. And then we have the last point, that is related to the use case. So it is good for the small forms. So suppose you are working with a project where you would just want to create a form with few fields like 1 or 2, then in that case maybe you can prefer to go with form group manual. But in case if you want to build a real world scenarios based larger form, then in that situation it would be really useful or beneficial to use the form builder, because it is better for the large form. Okay, so these are the mainly the key difference summary for form group manual and form builder. Now what we will do, like if we see the overall session, what we learned today, we firstly learn what is form builder. So we understand that yes, form builder is nothing but Angular service which is used in the reactive form to provide a shortcut way to create form group, form control and form array, and it reduces the repetitive code and also makes the code cleaner and more readable. Then we talked about why it is used. So it is used for improving the readability. It is best for the large form, and because it makes it the form easier to manage, and it is preferred in the real world application. Syntax wise, we understand that yes, it contains new keyword, it doesn't contain new keyword. There are more repetitive code, verbose. it is short and clean, and typing wise also there is a difference. Okay, so I hope overall this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we'll discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.